asked you, if you were on a deserted island, what would you choose? As amazing as avocados are for you, what's great about this is that if you're on a deserted island, you have no water source.
Exactly.
This gives you your water source,
Exactly.
and then the meat gives you your proteins and all the things that you need. So yes, you absolutely, people have survived on deserted islands on coconuts.
And this may be how.
So I asked Jason, because I said, look, you know, one of the reasons why I don't use coconut water and coconuts as often with my food preparations is because I just don't know how to open the darn thing. I have a really hard time. It takes me forever. I get it all over the place. It's a mess. I spill half of it. So he's going to show us a technique to open a Thai coconut correctly.
Okay, so there are several techniques and methods of thought on how to properly open this. What I'm going to show you guys is the easiest, safest way. My personal method is a bit showy, if you will, and a little bit more dangerous. So we're going to go with the safe technique first and not get so much into the advanced style of opening it. So really the safest way to do it is to take the coconut and lay it on its side like so. And what I like to do is, first of all, you want to get yourself a really nice cleaver. This is really the optimal tool for opening any style of coconut, young Thai or otherwise. It just makes life a whole lot easier. And please do not use a kitchen knife or a ceramic knife to open a coconut. You will have potentially disastrous results. So a good cleaver, probably $20, $15 to $20. You don't need to spend a lot on a cleaver. I've had this one for about 4 years. I spent $19.99 on it. It's served me well.
Right.
So what we're going to do is, again, lay it on its side like this. And we're going to take our cleaver, and we're actually going to start on about 30-degree angle or so and start shaving part of the top off, like so. So we go around in a circular motion, and we start shaving off the top of the coconut. And what this is doing is just breaking down the husk, and it's allowing us to access the inside of the coconut water and the meat easier, and it's going flying.
Yes.
So you may make a mess, but it's okay. Food is not fun unless a mess is made. So we go around and we just start shaving the top like so. And what you're going to see is you're going to start seeing the brown inside of the young Thai coconut. And at this point, lay the coconut down, and then we're going to make 4 square cuts around the top, like so. Ooh. And sometimes it's going to move on you. So keep your other hand out of the way, by the way. Just keep your other hand out of the way and just use your swinging hand. And then all you have to do is take the edge of your coconut and pop up the top like so.
Oh, fabulous.
And then you have an opening and you have your water. So it's really that easy. You lay it on your side, you scrape off the top, and then you just make 4 square cuts and you have an open coconut.
Wow.
So
that was beautiful.
we are going to take, that's step 1. Step 2 is going to actually show you how to access the meat inside easier. So we are adding, let's see, 8 ounces, which is a full cup of our coconut water. There we go. So we've got 1 cup, 8 fluid ounces. And actually I'm going to probably pour the rest of this water out in a container. And if you want to double this recipe, usually a coconut will yield, depending on how much water is in it, between 1 cup and 2 cups. So if you happen to get 2 cups of liquid out of the coconut, go ahead and make yourself a double recipe of this. But we're just making a single serving today. So you can pour off the excess water, and you can keep this in the fridge. That'll stay for a good 4 to 5 days if you keep it covered. So we've started off with our coconut water. Now I'm going to show you a technique to open this coconut so we can crack it open and get the meat out. And that's how we're going to make our coconut milk, which is going to be the base for our malt. So all you can do, and again this is the safer method, is just keep it flat on a flat surface on your cutting board. And you just literally go for cutting it in half like so. And at this point, what you can do is just make several cuts until you really get a nice split down the side. And then all you have to do is stick your hands in like so, and then prise apart in half. And now you can access the meat inside.
Wow.
So, my third trick of the day on coconut is how to get the meat out. So now you've got it open. You want to get the meat out to make your coconut milk. How do you do it? You take any size dessert or kitchen spoon, and instead of scooping with the front of the spoon, you actually flip the spoon around to the back and use the back side of the spoon and go around the circumference of the coconut like I'm doing here. So you just work it around the edges, going in towards the center. And as you go around, you will see that if you're lucky and the flesh inside is hard enough, you can usually get it out in one big piece. And we did it.
Wow.
So use the back of the spoon, you go around the edges and work your way to the center, and you've got one nice uniform piece. Now another thing in people making coconut smoothies or coconut milk, Surreina, that I like to tell them is you want to make sure that any of the shell fragments are picked off of the meat before you throw it in,
Right.
because they really don't blend up in your blender. So after you get your coconut meat out, just be sure to work your fingers around the sides and pick off any remaining hard fragments of the coconut before you add it in.
Mhm. I think I know what my problem was, is that I don't have a cleaver.
What were you using? Kitchen
Chopping
knife?
knife. Yeah, so there's my trouble.
That will make it a little more difficult.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot more like powerful and just appropriate.
Yeah, cleaver, again, for $20 it's going to last you years. And
Yeah.
I have literally cut open hundreds of coconuts with that cleaver. So believe me, they last and they stay sharp. So we're going to do our other half here in the same technique, using the back of the spoon to get our coconut meat out. And you'll notice that sometimes you may get the coconut with more or less water. And really, to make proper coconut milk, you want to make sure that you have some really nice chunks of the coconut flesh in there. So if you have to open up an extra coconut to get a little more meat out, by all means do so.
I want to do a little side note on coconut too. Coconut is truly one of the healthiest things that a woman can eat. Internally, when you eat it, it is going to help promote amazingly beautiful, radiant skin, really healthy hair and nails. And I know the coconut oil, I've read in articles that the coconut oil, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons a day, actually helps premenopausal and menopausal women to lose weight around their abdomen, which is where the weight comes on because of the hormone changes. It will help to regulate the hormones, and I don't remember the exact components of the oil that does it, but it has to do with the fact that it is a saturated fat. Now remember, this is not an animal fat, so it's not going to be unhealthy. It's not going to contribute to cholesterol. It's actually going to help reduce cholesterol in your body. And there are components in there that really help with women to lose the weight around the middle and the hips. So up to 2 tablespoons a day of the coconut oil. Well, how do you do that? Well, you can cook with it. You can cook with coconut oil. You can put it into a little spoonful into a smoothie, or you can just eat the coconut like this. Coconut water and the coconut meat. Very, very healthy.
Absolutely.
Really amazing stuff.
So at this point, we're ready to blend up our coconut milk, which is going to be the base for our Maca Mama malt. So again, all you do is add 8 ounces of the water, you scoop out the coconut flesh, and then we're going to blend it up for about 20 seconds or so. Creamy goodness.
That looks so good.
And so what you're going to have is you're going to have a really white, beautiful, creamy milk in here. And I mean, it's just phenomenal. It smells like the South Pacific. It's awesome. So
amazing.
we're going to use this as our base for our malt, which is going to be really just nice and healing and tastes really rich and creamy also. Thank you, Surreina. So we're ready with our coconut milk, and 2 stars really of this recipe that are going to really assist in women's health are our maca powder, maca root powder, and red clover. And certainly, again, we talk about women at all ages benefiting from these things. First of all, maca root, which we touched upon in a previous segment, is amazing for men and women to balance their hormones.
Yes.
And to give them increased stamina, especially sexual stamina, and for women, fertility. So again, using it in moderation, whatever your lifestyle choices is great, but for people that are ready to procreate and have children in this world, I've heard some amazing stories of maca increasing fertility levels and people being blessed with the gift of a child.
Well, I know there's so many imbalances that are